Let's get this party started in here. Let's get this party started in here. Ba 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 da da da. Let me know if you can hear me or if I'm talking to myself, and if I'm... Hey. And then I'm just going to be quiet for like 5 minutes as I try to figure out what's going on. Hey. Let's see about this. I can't tell if this is actually helping. I think it is. I think this is obviously a sign that I'm... Oh, hi. Yeah, I know I'm live. Hey, big nerd don't canvas. I was just trying out some new stuff. How are you today? Hey, Darren. Hi, guys. There's always teleportation. Oh, man, don't I wish. Guys, how are you? Aww. Couple things right off the bat. Some new stuff today, which is exciting and cool. If you notice, there's a fun new support the stream, donate and hang out banner. That's thanks to Phil Susan, who graciously made one of those for me. I also got this cool new mic courtesy of Movie Fanobi, and a new mic stand, which I believe is actually courtesy of... Let me double check, but I believe this is from... Guys, you guys have all been so often. David LC. Yes, so that's from him. I also got a couple other things that are just... Oh my god, you guys have been so fucking generous and so awesome. And all I want to do is make the best stream possible for you guys. Hey, William. Babby Vernon, how are you? I wish I had money to buy the live stream. I know. You and me both. To buy the live stream, to go buy the live stream. So you guys excited about Hotlanta tonight? I'm honestly more bummed than I've been since probably before the or probably like right after the draft. Like, I am just bummed the hell out because I was supposed to go to Atlanta, or at least I was planning to, but things just did not work out that way. On like, as you can see, I'm still kind of sick. I'm probably still going to South by for my work, which is going to be really soon, and I'll be there for like a whole week, after which I'll be going to... Hi, Christopher. After which I will be going to LA for the free-for-all on March 20th and staying a week out there, so I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling. So, and with this job thing being so sort of tenuous and weird and up in the air, and with myself being so sick, I just didn't think this was like the best time for me to go. That being said, I'm having severe FOMO. I'm having such severe FOMO about not being in Atlanta right now. Hi, Danny. Are you alive? I had such a weird dream about Danny and about all of you, really. And I'll tell you about that in a hot minute. First of all, though, yeah, so a couple of housekeeping items. I did get this amazing... Look at this. This is courtesy of my dad. I got this, like, PC, this gaming PC. And if you want to see something, I'll show it to you. Basically, I've been spending all this time and energy teaching myself how to, like... It still ain't easy. Just because you got like a PC doesn't mean that it's easy to set up this whole Streamlab OBS thing. It's actually quite complicated, and it's not as easy as StreamYards. I still don't know how, if I ever get good at it, how I'll ever figure out how to like teleport somebody in. Speaking of which, I don't know if I'm going to watch the free-for-all next. I'm not a $10 Patreon sponsor. Sorry, don't at me. I mean, I still need to invoice them for my matches, which I forgot to do last year. Hold on. I want to show you guys something cool. Anyway, how have you all been? Yeah, please support and donate via VideoDrew.club if you can't support and donate.
Wow, that's super impressive when you know that kind of stuff.
What's going on?
Throw everyone under the bus too while you're at it, Shannon. Anyways,
that's weird.
This is nothing to hang your head about. Today was an absolutely great
performance. Wait.
And I am really excited for you, Shannon.
Damn it, it just shut off. If you can't support and donate financially, that's totally understandable. I can't support and donate like anything financially. But anything you can have goes to help. Go to VideoDrew.club, and it should be able to tell me if you guys are subscribing, donating, hitting that like button. That would be really helpful. If you have any tech support service that you can offer, that is, of course, the most helpful thing. Wait, really? Big nerd on campus. Did he say that? Who am I supposed to message about that? Hey. Hey. I guess I'll Google something then and figure it out. I mean, maybe that happens, and I just haven't checked my email all day because I refuse to like be on the clock for my job during this period of time. Because yeah, I don't see anything from Christian about the live stream, but let me message him and Megan. You know what? It's the important thing in the world. Plus, you guys don't think that this would be like me deciding that I was gonna like live stream it for you, and then we'd all watch the match together. That's a cheap way to try to get me to do something that would definitely get me in trouble. Message Christian directly. Who are you, big nerd on campus? Who is this? Christopher. I have seen Warm Bodies. It's a good movie. I like Nicholas Hoult a lot. Why? Have you just watched it or something? It's a good one. Really weirdly misuse of John Malkovich as like a military dude, which I didn't very much buy. But otherwise, pretty good. Nothing to complain about. Why is this thing no longer working? Am I crazy? Did I just break everything? So yeah, hold on. We are gonna go through a couple of these. Ooh, baby, I love the way. Like every time I touch technology, it goes bye-bye. It goes so bad bye-bye. Nope, don't want to hear that. So, I'll think of links. Boo, 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 boo. I'm loving it. I actually have no idea how to make anything work anymore, to the point that it's severely frustrating. So I guess I won't try to show you guys how to do this. Yeah, never mind. I will. Never mind. The point is, like, half of me is now migrated over to doing this PC stuff, which is actually a lot easier than doing some of the Mac stuff, especially because I can have multiple audio and video things. But in some ways, it is also a lot harder because learning OBS is difficult, and it's about teaching yourself like a whole new set of skills about, like, not coding exactly, but basically taking a lot of live elements and making sure they work together. Set up AirPlay. No, thank you. I mean, I will. I'm definitely doing that, but not right now. I guess I am. Malkovich as a military man was his whacked out version in Red. Hey, Jay Burns. What is Mad Girl 69? Great question. Great question. What is she? How'd you even find that, Danny? Or, I mean, it's like there, but it's... I think it's because my most popular video... One second, I gotta blow my nose. Sorry, back. And then back to work, y'all. Do give me later tonight if you want some help. Yes, updating. Creepy doll staring. Oh my god, guys, our dolls are not creepy. Can we talk about something else I love so very much? Movie Finobi's girlfriend, Heather, also known as Viking Bitch, made me the most amazing little dolls. They're not creepy. This one's my favorite. This one, it says, "What have you done? What have you done? What have you done?" She also sent me over just straight up because this is the kind of fandom I have. And I love it, by the way. This is not a knock on anything. This is what I've wanted my entire life for myself. Yeah, she's also sent me over a bunch of these guys. And I'll be quite honest. Oh, I just dropped one. These are pretty too. I'll be quite honest. This does not seem like the kind of thing that I should fuck around with. Because my first instinct, like literally my first instinct here, was, oh, I wish I had back at NerdChronic's house that I got after my haircut. It's like, I want to see if this works. My first instinct off receiving a bunch of voodoo dolls and pins was, let me see if I can find some things in my own hair and then stick them in the doll and then stick the doll full of needles and see if it hurts. It's such a bad idea. I'm like that level bored though. That's how sad and lonely I am right now. How's the mic working, you guys? I can't tell. It's easier to tell on the PC because you don't need to do all this weird soundflower BS. Guys, yeah, please like and donate and subscribe. Everybody, please hit that like button if you haven't already. I'm trying to get up to as many people as possible. I'm gonna tweet out this link that I'm here right now. I forgot that if I put this over in okay, live now. Live now. Oh, I have to make sure it's over on VideoDrew.club. VideoDrew. You guys, I'm so excited for the moment when OBS is going to start working for me. It's gonna be so dope. Yeah, it works. Okay, cool. Yeah, VideoDrew.club works. VideoDrew.club. Yep. Okay. So what I was gonna say is, before we get started on just playing around and goofing off and being funsies, a couple of housekeeping items. Yeah, so the biggest problem I'm having right now after getting all this cool stuff, Jake Iacocca, as I like to call him, sent me a Stream Deck, like a switch, like it's like an external Stream Deck switcher. It's going to be amazing when I have scenes to play out. Right now, here's what I got going on for my PC. First of all, just like, how dope is this keyboard? It like lights up in different colors. Like, I love that my dad is such a weird ass gamer that he just had like a couple of these lying around. Oh, you want to hear something really cool? My dad just got a job because this is what he's going to do after he leaves the government. He's been working at the National Institute of Drug Abuse for many, many years. So he is going to go start working for this thing called, I think, the Heflin's Foundation, the Heffler Foundation. Basically, it's a foundation. It's a nonprofit that helps people. Let me see if I can find it. Heffler Foundation. Wait, I'm gonna at it. Heffler Foundation. Yeah, let me just read this off to you real cool. Heffler. Heffler Foundation. There we go. Here we go. This is what my father, Steve Grant's going to be doing. God, I really hope he comes to the free-for-all because I don't want to have like an absentee father syndrome issue. And then it says the Hefter Foundation, advancing studies on psilocybin for the treatment of addiction and other mental disorders with the highest standard of scientific research. Yes. That's right. Magic mushrooms. My dad's going to be he's going to be a consultant on how magic mushrooms are going to fix the world. And actually, you know what? Let's just stop this screen for a second and see about getting let's just see a little bit about what my dad's talking about here. Yeah, this is what my dad's gonna be doing for a living because my dad is cooler than your dad. Sorry, don't at me. My dad's cooler than every dad. And then when he doesn't show up, it's gonna be the saddest little story. Just two.
The urologist kept describing my cancer as a rare bird that was called small cell carcinoma. And I'm going, oh no, this is like really bad. I'm sort of chuckling today.
Can you hear it?
I wasn't chuckling before. And then friend after friend would just.
The thing is, Darren, my dad's always been big on this.
Me. So
this is what my dad's spent his life promoting and talking about and giving lectures about it, is using psychedelics, microdosing. It's just weird because he's been part of the government, and part of the government that's supposed to be like no on drugs.
For what? Just gratitude. I don't like to talk about it because it's.
But
really
my dad's really into the idea of toxopharmacology.
Psilocybin is a psychoactive component in 180 species of psychedelic mushrooms. It's made a comeback within science.
Oh my God, that guy is like
to treat
basically
various disorders such as distress with terminal cancer, addiction.
That's not my dad. My dad. I can show you my dad though in a minute if you want to see.
Close to 40% of Americans at some point in their lives will get cancer, and of those that get cancer, about half will have some diagnosable psychiatric disorder. If untreated, is associated with a bunch of very outcomes, incredible suicidality, even decreased survival rates from the cancer.
But the spiritual, psychological, emotional, existential distress, that's despair. It's harder to reach.
Doctors are not trained how to help patients deal with a spiritual crisis or emergency or any of that sort of thing. Psilocybin, it appears, targets this existential or spiritual distress. I was really surprised that it worked, because in our cancer trial, we found one dose of psilocybin had immediate
Okay, guys, you want to see my dad? Never mind. Do you want to move over and see my dad for a second?
Weeks to months, which is a unique.
Yes, we do.
In psychiatry.
That's cool. All right, 1 second.
So when I talk about gray matter, I'm talking about the neuron cell bodies. When I talk about white matter, I'm talking about the fiber bundles that connect.
Nope, that's not him. That's not him. Back to the beginning. There we go.
Dr. Stephen Grant with the National Institute on Drug Abuse, who'll be moderating our next session. Dr. Grant.
Dr. Grant. This is my dad, guys. This is my dad, guys.
It's an honor to be moderating this session on brain development and function. As you heard in the prior session, the cannabinoid system plays a role in brain plasticity. And with the changing regulatory landscape, there's an increasing concern that increased access to cannabinoids and marijuana will have an impact on the developing brain. We know we are just starting to look at these questions, and we will have 3 speakers today who will address both the promises, the current state of the art, and the places where we need to expand. Our first speaker is Kent Hutchinson, a professor of psychology and neuroscience at the University of Colorado at Boulder.
Come on, okay, then he's going to talk. Let's go back to dad. Let's go back to dad, blah, blah.
Resulting in users were
so he gives out grants at this part of life. He used to be a lab scientist, but now he gives out grants for people to do drug research. For the most part, it's pro-drug, although that's not what the government would have him. Let's see, talk about.
Come in, Dr. Taper. My
dad loves him some marijuana. By the way, this is basically how my dad acted my wedding. Like, did not know to get on stage. I should probably not be talking about my dad when he still works for the government, but
Okay.
Okay, we have a couple of questions that have started to come in. Dr. Tapert, first question's for you. During abstinence of your testing, were the subjects also tested for abstinence from alcohol as well as THC?
This is so much funner than watching Schmoedown, huh?
There you go.
Okay. Can you hear okay up there? All right. Okay, in the studies of adolescent cannabis users where we're looking at a period of abstinence, we did a serial urine toxicology screens and we did breathalyzers. We staged the tox screens on days of the week that were most likely to capture recent use, so capturing weekend activity, for example, but it is possible that some alcohol use could have occurred in that month that would have not been picked up by the urine samples or the breathalyzer.
Okay. Kent.
That's
an interesting question. How do you think neurotoxic organophosphate pesticides contamination bias any studies?
Fun fact about my dad.
In brain structure.
He also used to make meth.
That's an easy answer. I have no idea.
And moving on. How about this? How long was your follow-up when you found marijuana had no effect on the adolescent brain?
Ooh,
Susan,
see what he's doing there? Yeah, see what he's doing there? He's like literally supposed to be working for the National Institute of Drug Abuse, but my dad is just like, yeah, so what was it like when you guys did your study and found out nothing bad happens when you smoke pot? Like, he's just so angry that he's been conscripted on the side of the evildoers. The evildoers, but like the restrictive government and the fear mongers. He's like, what is this like when you found out that your scientific inquiry was totally fucking bunk? I love him.
All of you could answer that.
3 years.
Followed my study.
Yeah.
20 years.
Oof.
Has anybody used extracted oils instead of smoking for these brain studies? And would there be any advantage to that or disadvantage? Maybe Ken?
Yeah, we have no data on that at this point. I think, again, this is something that's relatively new and our data were collected over maybe a span of, say 2000.
I'm not sure if you can tell what's going on here, but he's holding their feet to the fire.
In the data I reported, also it was prior to kind of the onset of vaping and dabbing, but in Canada, we're assessing these in more detail, and in ABCD, this will be assessed in great detail.
So here's the deal.
Go ahead.
So here's the deal. The U.S. government has only the FDA or what's it, the FDA or whatever has only allowed one marijuana farm distributor to be their only supplier, and that farm has no interest in breaking having the market broken into and CBD and all these other kind of cannabinoids that have been proven to not have any psychotropic effects, which means they don't help they don't get you high, but they can help with muscle seizures, spasms, epilepsy, all these amazing things. You can give it to children, you can give it to dogs. And the government has no way to research this because they have they don't have contracts with anything except this one farm, which is, and that's not in the farm's best interest for them to, for them to expand their product or have the government go elsewhere. So it's a really messy situation where the government can't get its hands on CBD. It's kind of like to do testing on it. It's the most fucked up thing in the world. And this is kind of, I think, my dad's point here. Not DEA. No, DEA doesn't determine whether or not it's safe for use. They just enforce it.
In our study, yes, our study took place long before any of these newfangled ways of using were available.
Alcohol is 100 times worse than marijuana,
Perhaps,
Darren.
Kent, you could start this question. Is there any evidence from the studies you've conducted to support scheduling of CBD?
I'm sorry, to support?
For cannabidiol. to
Right.
support the scheduling of cannabidiol.
No, no.
Why not?
Susan or Madeline, any comments?
See what's
I don't
going
really
on?
have any data upon which to make that kind of a
Look what he's doing. My dad is a baller. He's like, you're keeping people from being sick. I mean, from being well.
What?
Fuck yeah,
this
Dad.
is for Dr. Meyer. What specific component of IQ is most impacted?
He's just trying to show you that, like,
I don't think I showed this data today, but we looked at
that weed doesn't
IQ.
fuck with
We
you.
broke it down into verbal IQ, performance IQ. We also looked at more specific cognitive functions, executive function, attention, processing speed, and across all domains, we saw very similar.
Great question. Let me put this up here. Is it true Big Pharma is behind making pot illegal so they can make money off of fake pot sold to them? No, not quite. What it is that the U.S. government, like FDA, NIDA, all these places have had one contract this entire time with one farm, like, grower, one farm. And that farm has no interest in seeing their business taken away from them because of this rise of, other pots and other kinds of growing stuff. And sorry, my brain's a little dead, but like other forms of cannabinoids that can now be like reduced in labs and have no non-psychotropic effects and can be used for children, blah, blah. They have no interest in having their market swept away by these much more powerful and safer cannabinoids. So because the government has a contract with this one place, it's illegal for the government to have their hands on any sort of CBD or any weed that is, and they can't test on any weed that is not grown directly from this one place. It's a fucked up system. And meanwhile, they're still trying to prove that we, on a federal level, on a national drug hampers growing, that hampers IQ, that it affects young people's brains. When the real conversation that needs to be asked here is, what is the medical upside of, cannabinoids? Is it safer than alcohol, which it is? Is it safer than many drugs? Yes, it is. Does it have the same kind of abuse potential? No, it doesn't. Are there other kinds of cannabinoids that you can use, like CBD, THCA, Delta-8, all this stuff that could be really helping people in dire, dire distress of nerve pain, of epilepsy, of a myriad, like these things could be miracle drugs, but the government has no interest in monetizing that right now because, they're not making any money off of it. It's not even that they don't want the competition. It's like, yeah, well, they don't want the competition. Also, the government is under no big flex. Individual states make things legalized, make marijuana legalized or illegalized. The U.S. government, sum total, has no desire to across the board be like, hey, it's cool with marijuana. We're cool with marijuana. Individual states have that right to make those things happen. The United States government, not so much. And can the farm sold in for, yeah, you had to enter a lottery, yeah. Let's see, is it true that what up, Jake? He's totally baiting him. Watch my dad. My dad's like Moriarty, man. I'm gonna sound like such one of these daddy's girls, but my dad is a fucking genius.
Similar effects. All of them were impaired.
Yeah. So let's go back a second. She was like, my dad was like, so is it true that everybody who smoked weed, their IQ went down?
CBD.
I'm sorry, to support.
For cannabidiol. To
Right.
support the scheduling of cannabidiol.
No.
Susan or Madeline, any comments?
I don't really have any data upon which to make that kind of a statement.
Because there is no data available because they will not let them do that. This is, ooh.
What, this is for Dr. Meyer. What specific component of full-scale IQ is most impacted?
Oof.
I don't think I showed this data today, but we looked at IQ, we broke it down into verbal IQ, performance IQ. We also looked at more specific cognitive functions, executive function, attention, processing speed, and across all domains, we saw very similar effects. All of them were impaired.
Go into more detail, please.
Yes. So a related question is, how does the magnitude of the IQ drops that you observed generally compare to those seen in alcohol or tobacco disorders?
That's a great question, and we're working on that right now using the same data. It's hard to say without more data because, again, a study of this magnitude that's followed people this long
Dr.
just
Stephen
hasn't been
Grant
done. But we do
is
see,
my
especially
hero.
among older people who've had long-term use, we see IQ drop or cognitive impairment for the alcohol users.
Oh, really? I'm sorry. Did you say that you haven't done long-term studies on people who have impairment because of alcoholism? That's just 100% not true. This is all because, again, I'm going to make this stream private afterwards because basically NIDA, National Institute of Drug Abuse, wanted to do this huge push saying that like marijuana will like literally decrease your IQ, will make you stupid, all this stuff. And my dad was like, yeah, no, it really doesn't. Like you can do any longitudinal studies. And they're like, well, unfortunately, like we haven't done any, so the data's not there. And we only have this one pharmacy and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, okay, well, let me just get on stage and try to wreck this shit. Did the movie Super High Me not show the opposite of what she's saying? Yes. See, these people, I feel bad. They're working for the government. They're giving the government lines. This is what the government spent a lot of money, like a multi-million-dollar campaign to try to prove that weed is bad for you fairly recently. And they invested all these monies on longitudinal studies. And
this is for Dr. Hutchinson. With effects that you observed across the different strains, is it likely that terpenes play a significant role as cannabinoids?
terpenes.
So I really don't have any data on that. And I think, to look at that question.
Love it. All these people, fucking experts, right? These are supposed to be the experts coming on and telling you why weed is bad. And every single question my dad asks, they go, we don't actually have any data to back this up. My dad's fucking genius.
Question will need some way to actually assess level of terpenes in the blood, and we just don't have that at this point in time.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie.
And Dr. Tapert, earlier age of onset, poor performance.
It's like watching
in the adolescence.
Saul Goodman.
And I suppose this could be for all the panelists. How do you control for parental neglect issues, possible nutritional deficiencies, and other types of environmental impacts?
Great question. There's a multitude of factors that could account for somebody's poor performance on a task. I can just speak to the study that we did. We had a large number of exclusionary criteria for both the marijuana users and the controls in this study. So we excluded youth who had any mental health diagnosis per the youth or parent report, any kind of malnutrition or medical issues. It was a pretty high SES sample, and we did still see this relationship.
Yeah, so in our work, we don't have the detailed level of data we would need to look at those factors, and I think it's just.
Oh, isn't it interesting? All these people are talking out their ass with no fucking.
The kinds of things that Susan's doing now, I think, will shed some light on those other variables.
Okay, sounds.
And
I'm sorry,
in our
guys.
study, we did control for socioeconomic status. We looked just within a group of people from middle-class families.
Oh,
And
interesting.
even in that group, we saw
Oh, isn't that
IQ
interesting?
decline among the more persistent cannabis users.
Watch.
Okay, the next question for Dr. Hutchinson. Most studies of alcohol look at heavy drinkers, that is audit scores greater than 8. But the studies that you looked at for marijuana users only used less than that, maybe one time a week or less. Would we find effects of alcohol on the brain in people who drink one drink or less?
Oof.
So we haven't looked at that in great detail. I did do some preliminary analyses looking at.
That's my dad poking holes in logical fallacies, like
and saw no association.
cheerleaders poke holes in NFL guys' condoms. No, that was wrong.
Some association
Don't say
between
that.
alcohol use problems and changes in gray
Hey,
matter.
Kermit, we're going to, but first we're gonna.
Hopefully we can look at with this large data set.
Sorry guys, anyone who tuned in to watch Kermit the Frog. Instead, we're watching my dad, aka Heisenberg, aka like Moriarty, aka the coolest fucking dude in the entire world who taught me everything I know, who works in the National Institute of Drug Abuse, just ripping to shreds these panelists who are trying to claim that marijuana is bad for you and impairs your cognitive ability. Because my dad is the shit. He's leaving the government to go and work at the Hefner Foundation, which is about treating people with trauma with psilocybin, magic mushrooms, basically. And as much as I love Ben Bateman and Dan Murrell and stuff, I gotta be honest, my dad's shit is so much more interesting to me. And he would also probably win Schmoedown. So we are probably going to watch 2 more seconds of my dad just owning these people because I've never seen it before. And then we're going to go to Schmoedown.
Dr. Taper, is it possible that the cognitive improvement after 28 days of abstinence is related to how long THC stays in the body?
Interesting way of looking at it. So is the improvement in cognition related to the way THC stays in the body? THC does stay in the body for a long time. In heavy users, you can still get a positive toxicology screen. The way we did our toxicology was to look at
blah blah blah, bitch.
Carboxy levels in relation to.
I understand that.
Where are they getting their?
Dr. Freed has a group in Canada that has looked at prenatal marijuana exposure, and I believe they have found some deleterious effects.
For the studies where cannabis was used, where did it come from? Where did people get the cannabis if it wasn't supplied for laboratory use?
Oh shit, Dad.
So I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand that.
Where are they getting their cannabis?
So in the studies or currently?
Oh shit.
So in the older studies, they get it from their drug dealer, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the new, obviously.
Oh my God.
Data, they get it from dispensaries in Colorado.
Okay.
And Susan and Madeline?
In San Diego, previously, it was pretty much the adolescents getting it from dealers, friends, older brothers. But now we have some studies where people are over 18 and they are getting them through dispensaries and having a medical marijuana card.
And our study took place in New Zealand, and cannabis is illegal there, very similar to most of the United States. And so they were getting it from, in illegal.
Guys, if you ever want to talk about some real ass shit, hang out with Stephen Grant. He's a cult
When you
leader.
added up the effect sizes, Kent, in your study.
He is an actual cult leader.
Did you ensure gender and ages were similar across studies? And so if showing opposite effects, it may not be appropriate to combine given different compositions of the sample.
Remember, he's supposed to be working pro
do,
anti-marijuana.
Sort of a detailed
He's supposed to be the
analysis
good guy,
because you get a
or like
rough
helping
idea
them.
of how things aggregate across studies. So I think that's actually something that needs to be done. So even the review that I talked about that was published a few weeks ago,
Holy shit.
somebody could go back in and do a meta-analysis with a much more careful kind of meta-analysis looking at these effect sizes. Again, we did a first pass and we don't see much in the way of a consistent effect across studies.
So across the studies, all the studies, there were deficits in learning, recall, and memory. Do you have any idea, apart from the ones where you measured the composition of the strains, that people were using THC dominant or CBD dominant strains? And do you have any sense of what might be the types of strains that are available to the populations you looked at?
One would assume it's mostly THC dominant. It's one of the earlier speakers mentioned. People have been breeding marijuana for a long time now for higher levels of THC. It's only been more recently that people have been interested in CBD. So I think one would assume that much of it's high THC or higher THC and no CBD. But this is a place where clearly we need more research, right? We can look at this going forward by collecting blood levels or other samples to actually look in the blood to see.
During my own wedding, several people came up to me and they said, "I'm sorry, Drew, as lovely as your wedding has been, really the highlight has been the fact that we've decided to join your father's cult."
Exactly what they're using. In the past, of course, they themselves probably.
He also, by the way, this is the guy who gave me Radiohead tickets for my senior graduation. Who's like,
question: do you have any sense?
So into
people are using high CBD strains recreationally, not for medical use, but recreational.
Right, because it's impossible.
My sense, particularly in younger people, is pretty much no. I mean, my sense is they're going for the more sativa type.
Yes, but exactly. CBD is not for recreational use.
Yeah, and I don't know either. I would assume that's the case, right? That people would not seek out the higher CBD strains as a recreational.
Dad and I, oh my God.
Is there any way to track that in Colorado?
Ooh.
That's a good question, actually. You know,
Look
and
at
actually
these
there probably
nummies.
is, right? So certainly with adolescents or people under the age of 21 who have medical cards, right? There's information about those people, and in theory, one potentially could ask them questions about what. But again, that's medical, right? So it's tough to know. In theory, there should be a way to do it.
My dad would also be able to win Schmoedown hands fucking down, not in a.
This is for Dr. Meyer. There seems to be a difference in childhood IQ between those who quit or didn't quit before the age of 38.
Guys, okay, we're gonna
and if so,
cop this at another 10 minutes.
That's correct. In our data, it looked like the people.
You know what's scary? Let's pause for a second. You know what's scary, Darren, to your question? He's not talking about. These are the people that are making our drug policies. There was a big push on night, and that's not like a crazy conspiracy theorist, but there was a big push from the government that says that you need to prove that marijuana is wrecking people's brains. They spent millions and millions longitudinal study that would prove that like children who smoked pot grew up to be stupid, all this stuff. And meanwhile, on the other end of things, we're finding out that people who are able to take cannabinoids like CBD and THCA and isolate these other non-psychotropic weed elements are being helped tremendously from everything from anxiety issues to getting off of opioids to getting off of anxiety medication, because again, it doesn't fuck with your head. It just kind of like relaxes your muscles. There's so many different things to do, but like the government's like, nah. And since they don't have access and they don't care to do anything other than toe the party line of weed is weed and weed is bad, it's ludicrous. And they don't have any access or resources to CBD, which is, you know, one of the main ones. You can't get high off of CBD. There's no way to overdose off of CBD. CBD is a way to get yourself off of it doesn't really feel like anything. It's not fun. It's not a recreational like high. What it does is I want to make sure I get this exactly right. What CBD does is, and I'm not talking about the hemp shit that you can buy wherever. CBD. Yeah, I mean, they got me quite honest. It got me off of pain medication, also got me off of a high amount of anti-anxiety medication that was way worse for me. Let's see. It's promising. It's relatively safe. It's taken along with other things that can help reduce seizures. And the CBD are approved by the FDA. Cannabinoids have been used on animals. It helps PTSD. It has a calming drug. It helps with your if you have what's it called? If you have problems where you have nerve damage or flashes in your brain, you know what it's called. Let's see. It can help arthritis pain. And let's see. What is its health benefits? Cannabinoidals. Here we go, real quick. Okay, so here's the thing. It doesn't have any psychotropic properties, so that means you can't buy off of it. It is, and I'm not talking about the stuff that you can just buy at home. I'm talking about literally or like you can buy in other states. I'm talking about like the stuff that you can buy that's made out of not just the hemp plant, but the actual CBD stuff. It is it's a wonder drug. I've watched my friend's puppy who had total glaucoma over both eyes. We went to the vet in LA. You know, you can get CBD eye drops and it had a brain tumor within 3 weeks. This dog was back to normal. Children with epilepsy can be given CBD. It is a safe compound. And it's not scheduled because no one knows what to do with it. Let's see. United States. And right now, do you want to know what's going on? CBD, it remains a Scheduled 1 controlled substance. Do you know what a Scheduled 1 controlled substance is? It's, let's see. It is opioids. It is amphetamines. It is heroin, morphine. Yeah, it's basically everything that can kill you. Peyote. So, good job us. CBD, a drug that has been proven with 0 fatalities, 0 death, doesn't even get you high, but could be solving a lot of our opioid epidemic crisis, is the government just has no interest. I take edibles. Yeah, I can't really take edibles. That's the thing. I can't really do anything except CBD, THCA, or Delta 8 because I can't really handle the mental side of it. But let's just get through this real quick so that we can do some training.
People who had higher
Let's go back. Let's just watch my dad just burn these people again.
In CBD and actually, or collecting information about what.
Any sense of what might be the types of strains that are available to the populations you looked at?
Sorry, let me back up.
Older brothers, there, perhaps it was due to limitations of power.
Would we find effects of alcohol on the brain in people who drink 1 drink or less?
So we haven't looked at that in great detail. I did do some preliminary analyses looking at the people who, for example, an auto score of 8 or less and saw no association at those lower levels. So
CBD, issue, 0 fatalities, saving people's lives.
Some association between alcohol use,
problems, helping it could really solve the opioid epidemic.
Open question, and one that hopefully we can look at with this large data set.
Dr. Taper, is it possible that the cognitive improvement after 28 days of abstinence is related to how long THC stays in the body?
Interesting way of looking at it. So is the improvement in cognition related to the way THC stays in the body? THC does stay in the body for a long time.
Guys, please make sure you're clicking
positive toxicology screen.
Clicking the like button, and you're donating on Streamlabs and all this stuff.
Carboxy levels
in relation to
creatinine, which kind of dissipated over time. We did do some correlations between that ratio. We didn't see correlations there. Perhaps it was due to limitations of power.
We have a question from Twitter. How does prenatal exposure to marijuana impact child's IQ and cognitive development? This may not be something that you presented, but if you have any thoughts on this or any data.
Clearly, it's a very important question, and I think I don't know if anybody actually has that data at this point in time. I mean, maybe Susan or Madeline do, but it's a very important question.
I think Peter Freed has a group in Canada that has looked at prenatal marijuana exposure, and I believe
so. Guys, please subscribe, please like, please donate over at my Streamlabs at VideoDrew.club.
Where did it come from? Where did people get the cannabis if it wasn't supplied for laboratory use?
So I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand that.
Where are they getting their cannabis?
So in the studies or currently, or which stage? So in the older studies, they get it from their, assume their drug dealer, right? From in the new, obviously in our new.
Oh my God!
Dispensaries
Fuck
in
you,
Colorado.
man.
And Susan and Madeline?
It's not that they're dumb. They just didn't want to be
San
called out on the
Diego
carpet. They thought they were doing an
previously, I mean, it was
easy.
pretty much
Thought they were
adolescents
doing
getting
like
it
that
from
easy
dealers, friends,
interview.
older brothers. But now we have some studies where people are over 18 and they are getting them through dispensaries and having a medical marijuana card.
Our study took place in New Zealand, and cannabis is illegal there, very similar to most of the United States. And so they were getting it from in illegal ways from dealers.
When you added up the effect sizes, Kent, in your study, did you ensure gender and ages were similar across studies? And so if showing opposite effects, it may not be appropriate to combine given different compositions of the sample.
Yeah, we did not do that sort of a detailed analysis. And again, it's a little bit rough idea of how things aggregate across studies. So I think that's actually something that needs to be done. So
The other thing that you need to remember is that
I think
that
somebody can go back in and do a meta-analysis.
American prison industrial complex, which is privatized for most part, makes a lot of fucking money off of non-violent weed, 3 strikes or first strike. It's non-violent drug dealing for marijuana, and we'd lose a lot of money as a country, and a lot of people would be put out of jobs, and a lot of like small town American cities, whole cities. It's kind of the way that Michigan goes under if there's no cars. These towns run on the fact that they're for-profit prisons. If you ever seen Orange is the New Black, that's kind of the thing. If they were to get rid of some of these regulations and admit that marijuana isn't that high priority, or would legalize it or recreationalize it to the point where you could go to a dispensary and buy it legally, then they'd have no one to put in prison, and those people would not have jobs anymore, and the whole industry town would collapse. So hey, Drew knows about some things. You're welcome.
With much more careful kind of meta-analysis looking at these effect sizes. Again, we did a first pass, and we don't see much in the way of a consistent effect across studies.
So across the studies, all the studies, there were deficits in learning, recall, and memory. Do you have any idea, apart from the ones where you measured the composition of the strains, that people were using THC dominant or CBD dominant strains? And do you have any sense of what might be the types of strains that are available to the populations you looked at?
Because CBD is not to get high.
One would assume it's mostly THC dominant. And it's one of the earlier speakers mentioned. People have been breeding marijuana for a long time now for higher levels of THC. It's only been more recently that people have been interested in CBD.
Why?
So I think one would assume that much of it's high THC or higher THC, no CBD.
Nope.
But this is a place where clearly we need more research, right? We
Incorrect.
Need this going forward by collecting blood levels or other biological samples to actually look in the blood to see, what exactly is there in terms of THC and CBD. And we're collecting information about what people are using, because in a place like Colorado now, in theory, you could get more information from your subjects about exactly what they're using. In the past, of course, they themselves probably had no idea about what exactly they were using.
To follow up on that question, do you have any sense whether people are using high CBD strains recreationally, not for medical use, but recreationally?
My sense, particularly in younger people, is pretty much no. I mean, my sense is they're going for the more sativa type strong stuff if they can.
Yeah, and I don't know either. I would assume that's the case, right? That people would not seek out the higher CBD strains as a recreational strain.
Is there any way to track that in Colorado?
That's a good question, actually. And actually there probably is, right? So certainly with, So with adolescents or people under the age of 21 who have medical cards, right, there's information about those people. And in theory, one potentially could ask them questions about what, but again, that's medical, right? So it's tough to know. In theory, there should be a way to do it.
That would be interesting to follow that up. This is for Dr. Meyer. There seems to be a difference in childhood IQ between those who quit or didn't quit before the age of 38. Is that correct?
Sorry, guys, I just don't like lying.
Implications.
That's correct. In our data, it looked like the people who had
I can't smoke
childhood IQ
THC,
and used
so
cannabis, they were more likely to quit than the people who had lower childhood IQ.
THCA, which is another
So
non-cannabinoid.
could you draw out what might be the implications?
This is 26 to 1. This is kind of gross, guys, but this is a CBD
The implications
suppository
that
to help with cramps and
that doesn't really
bowel
affect
issues.
our analysis
26 to 1. This is not to get high. This is literally medicine.
So it's, it's not, a compound or something that we need to account for.
Extra strength muscle cream. This has been the only thing that's not opioids that has helped with my back.
People with higher IQ tend to quit.
This is bullshit.
I see. Follow up for you. How did you account for the increase in potency in marijuana from 1970 to now? And actually, was there a big increase in potency in the New Zealand sample?
Right. So we
makes me so angry, you guys.
So
makes
I know
me so
in the
angry.
US, there's been an increase in potency. Right. There's a paper that came out recently saying from
another
early
CBD.
2000s, it went from 4% to now 12%. But again, you have to recall that our data was being collected long before that.
Movie
This was in
Finobi.
the 80s. So the potency.
Movie Finobi, you bring up a good point, and then I'm going to stop because I'm getting myself very, very worked up, like extremely worked up about this lies of the government. But it's going to be really cool that my dad is going to finally be out of there and be able to talk about how ecstasy doesn't cause holes in your brain, like publicly. I have a cool dad, guys. This is where it all started. Drew Green has a very cool dad. Cooler than all the other dads. Yes, so John, to answer your question, the one thing I am missing right now is a desk and a chair. Right now, my stuff is all over the fucking place. I'm really worried because you guys have gotten me such nice equipment. I'm working really hard to make like OBS and all this stuff work. I mean, look at what I've gotten so far. Okay, hold on. So there's this thing going on. Let's see. There's like a starting page. There's like how do I do this? Starting. How do I make the volume go up? Yeah, there's starting, there's just chatting. No. There's like stuff where I'm going to be able to get, let's see. We were doing just chatting and somebody wanted to hold on, damn it. Just chatting group. I also need a mouse super bad. That's the thing. That's the thing. I'm very bad at these. Oh, I'm very bad. Let's see. Okay, this one should be it. Okay, so yeah, if I had my thing set up, what I'd be able to show you is that my face would be on some of these. I just don't have the camera set up right now. And that you can be able to click through. You could donate if we wanted to do test donation widgets. Those are available. So let's see. There's a chat box function. Let's see, test widgets. Test widgets. To
This is a test donation for $1.
It's a test donation for $1, y'all. And then I can get my face on there. I just don't have it right here. The moment there's Streamlabs. There's a chat box. Let's see. There's social media element. There's a lot going on. And then there's like, yeah, there's this YouTube thing. Basically, I'm getting there. I'm getting there, you guys. I need to get a second monitor too, yeah. I mean, the first thing I need to do is get a desk though, because otherwise all this beautiful stuff you guys have bought me is going to go to absolute waste if something gets spilled on it. So desk is priority number one. Like then a chair, of course. Oh, the other thing, priority number one, that I need to make this operation just like click along immediately is there's something I definitely need to talk about, but I cannot remember what it is. I'll figure it out. Like I guess a desk and a chair would be the most important things right now, in order for me to start this system up. Because everything else you guys have been really good about having. Hold on 1 second. Watch this. Hello? Good. I'm in the middle of doing a live stream right now, though. So unfortunately, I can't talk right now. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Okay. Bye-bye. Sorry about that, guys. Just want to bear witness in case anything weird happened. Streamlabs is working on audible donations now. Movie Finobi, what happened is my PC can actually do audible donations and all this stuff. It's just this Mac can't, and I couldn't get this all ready in time because of several different factors, most of which involve like not having a desk. And I do need a little bit more help on the tech stuff. Oh, I got a subscriber or a test donation. Drew, proud of you. Got conflict. Oh, thank you, Movie Finobi. You donated $2.50. Thank you. Guess what? Next time we meet, I will be able to. Your donation is going to pop up on screen. The whole chat's going to be on screen, guys. This is going to be such a cool looking operation I have. I might try moving it over to Twitch for a bit, or like double broadcasting between Twitch and YouTube, because I think this is just OBS is like, or Streamlabs is more designed for Twitch, but I can do it for both. And honestly, I want to build up my subscriber base for both, but I'm thinking YouTube would be better for doing like, you know, scripted or weekly shows as opposed to the live streams, which aren't supposed to last forever anyway. Okay, guys, would you like to do one very quick, what's it called? Oh, my dad's the dopest. Would you guys like to do one very, very cool Ben Bateman thing before you have to go? Did you guys hear about how Ben Bateman called me the loudest voice in Schmoedown last season? That was nice. I like him so much. He's just. So I think he deleted my comment about him and Roxy being the Claire and Frank Underwood bringing down the House of Cards this season, because this sounds sarcastic, but no, I actually do. I'm game recognized game.
I want your movie release date slice. I want this face on your slice.
You want your face on movie release dates? See, what happens is you have to earn that.
it's just an exciting match to watch. It is the winner's going to advance on, but you got to look at this one as an all-time matchup possibility simply because of the knowledge of the two competitors involved.
Absolutely, and again, because Clark Wolf is the reigning champion, the team champion, she has had a great year thus far. She also took Sam Levine, the former champion, to sudden death, was a question away from being champion herself.
Guys, yeah, and thank you everybody who's helped out so far. Look at all this new stuff I got. Like, you guys are fucking incredible.
So what is going to happen? Who's going to be playing Mark?
I know what I need.
Next, will Wolf be playing her stablemate, or will Bateman try to get?
I need one of these things. Hold on, it's on my Amazon wish list. I'll put up.
Time will tell, and they talked about it, and we're going to hear it right now.
The Fife Club is back together. Thank goodness this anarchy stuff is over.
You know what's funny? I just saw two ladies walking around outside with your belts on.
Yeah.
Ain't that funny?
In some ways, he and Finstock really are the perfect pair. It's not surprising to me that Finstock abandoned JTE and Snyder and immediately thinks that he's hot shit again because he's managing Ben Bateman, who is very similar to him, a big fan of mind games.
I deserve a goddamn t-shirt. All right? I'm fucking over this. I'm over you people looking at me and talking to me like, oh, Bateman's the most underrated player never to play for a belt. You know who's a really good player? Clark Wolf. I respect Clark Wolf. You know, she's got to be in the top 14 or 15 players that have ever played. I mean, top 20 at least, you know. 20. She's definitely, you know, she's pretty good.
I haven't played a singles match since I played Sam Levine for the title a long time ago. And while that might be one of my most proud matches, even though I didn't win, it was really close.
You know, I came into these two tournaments knowing that if I went 11-0, I'd be the first double belt, double tournament winner simultaneously. More than halfway there, guys.
Hold on one second, guys.
I've already started to go down the mountain. Now I'm moving downhill. You're looking at the man.
You know, Mark Riley abandoned me to take a quick break. This is like in Superman 3, when Superman has exposure to bad kryptonite.
Yeah.
And Richard Pryor's dancing around in the background. That can be Finstock. And he's
I need
Mark
one of
Riley's
these.
sitting there with a overgrown beard, sitting at the bar, flicking peanuts.
Clark, I respect you. You're a legend in this game. Maybe the 14th best player of all time, but it's time for a new legend to take hold. And it starts today.
The man, hello, good luck today. I've already beat you once on stage in front of a live studio audience. I'm ready to do it again. You have a very nice suit on, I'm sure. Soft game, on point.
Suck it.
But at the end of the day, what matters is how you play. So I'll see you later.
The suit's also probably too small.
I mean, you know,
Get it
some people
tailored.
like that look.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to need.
A lot of
This
talk,
sucks,
and I like
but
the talk from Clark Wolf about how Mark Riley is essentially Superman from Superman 3. He's at the bar, he's drunk, he hasn't found his way back, he's hanging out with hooligans, and those two hooligans are Ben Bateman and Mr. Finstock himself.
Let's
and
see, what's a good one?
You heard from Finstock and Bateman. Bateman is determined. He's calling himself the man. He thinks that he is destined to win both tournaments. He is destined to do what Sam Levine did and win both championships, although he wants to do it both at the Spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't listen to what Finstock or Bateman were saying because I was so focused on Mark Riley's icy death stare through those sunglasses. We inch ever closer to the time code that's the actual start of the match. So, Christian, what's the tail of the tape?
Tail of the tape, you've got Benjamin Bateman. His strengths are movie release dates.
He's the wedge.
Oscar movies.
Oh, good.
And thinking he's the man.
Can we start calling Ben the wedge?
No.
The wedge?
Nah.
Ben? All right.
Then you got the half of the reigning team champions, Classy Clark Wolf, whose strengths are horror movies. She's got sci-fi movies, and she also has being classy. That's what she's always done. She's been a classy competitor here.
Yeah, I would say that. Not so much for her opponent.
Are you ready?
I woke up ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown.
okay, yeah. So it looks like I need something like this, and that's my
Introducing first, representing Who's the Boss? Led to the ring by his manager, Finstock, and his team partner,
Oh, that's hard to read. Basically, I need like
2017 Ultimate Schmoedown Team Fight and the 2018 Ultimate Schmoedown winner.
What do they call him?
He is Ben the Boss Bateman.
Finstock first through the curtain, then Mark Jody Riley, and there he is. There's the boss with his briefcase. Finstock doing some karate kicks then. A little dance,
Huzzah!
a little
Big NerdChronic. Yo.
Finstock.
Big nerd on campus.
Karate, like Jeff Speakman in the perfect.
Yo. Big nerd on campus. Thank you so much. You know what? I'm not even gonna put that thing that I just said I was needed for the docking ports. I'm just gonna use your $20 right back into. You're so generous. I'm gonna put that $20 right now buying myself this docking port that will allow me to plug in more than a couple USB and card readers into my computer. Oh, you are the bomb. Thank you. So not sure who you are. Who are you? Okay, let's keep going.
It's true. So Ben the Boss Bateman, who again is ready to go, and what a run he has been on so far. 6-0 in his last 6 matches. Can he get it done here against Classy Clark?
Is it just a flask he carries in the briefcase?
We'll find out. And his opponent, representing the Fife Club, with a record of 6 wins, 4 defeats. She is the reigning movie trivia Schmoedown team champion, Classy Clark Wolf. Clark Wolf coming in. Clark Wolf coming in.
Woo! We're up in London.
Wolf getting situated with her. Fellow members of the fight. But what a classy intro.
Movie Finobi. I think what I got was another.
Winning those titles.
What I got was
Is it gonna be a handshake / flash situation?
This thing from InnoGear, and it's an InnoGear mic extension stand that was actually sent to me by David. It's called this.
Being classy. There it is.
Hey, over.
I thought it was from you. I was confused.
Classy.
I believe yours.
Ben Bateman is now
This
drunk.
is from David. That's great.
Yours
Yours is at Hannah's work. I think she'll be bringing it home tonight.
In round number 1, the field of both competitors is going to hear 8 questions from 8 different corners of the
Perfect.
movie trivia galaxy. Each
Thank
question is
you.
worth
You guys
1
are so
point.
good.
There's no penalty for missing a question.
So I'm going to use that $20 on that.
Round number 1, as soon as
I'm
you
getting
hear
a
the
desk
question, you're gonna
made.
have, give or take 15
So I guess
seconds
just
to write
right
down
now I
your
just
best
need a
attempt at an
chair.
answer on the whiteboard with the marker we
I'm
have
not
so
trying to
kindly
ask for like
provided.
anything
Once
that
we ask
like
you by
I
name to reveal your answer,
don't
please show what you
need
wrote to
or,
your camera. At the same time, you verbalize it into the
just seems
microphone.
superfluous.
I'll remind each
I'm
competitor
trying to
of
just
your
make
3
these
usages
things
of the
better.
JTE rule throughout the duration of the match. If you're
And
not
I'm
sure
gonna
you
take
earned
it
a question
slow.
right, or you just want to buy yourself some time, use the JTE rule, and you each
Yeah,
have one
yeah,
challenge
that came
to
from
spend
yesterday.
at your
But I was
will, at
confused,
your leisure
and I apologize to
throughout the
David.
3 rounds.
All right.
And your
with
David
that,
Lynch
gonna
book,
go
oh my
ask the team
God, I love
champion,
you guys so
Classy
much. And
Clark
Hannah
Wolf.
loves
Are you ready?
her gifts.
Ben Bateman, are you ready?
I mean, what do you think, Christian?
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown. Crowd is ready. Crowd is ready, and we are too. And here we go.
But if I'm going to be honest,
Competitors,
one of my
question
favorites
number 1 is
of all
animated.
time.
What comic / actor voiced the saber-toothed tiger Diego in Ice Age?
John Leguizamo.
I bet you have to watch
No.
all these movies. Being a father of 4 now.
John
4 little ones
Leguizamo.
running around.
2.
I was
This
close.
was given to me by Vernon,
3.
William
His
Vernon
last
Green.
2,
Love it
1.
so much.
Pens down, please. And Clark Wolf.
John Leguizamo.
It's incorrect.
Oh,
Ben?
shit.
It's Dennis Leary.
That's correct. 1 point.
Dennis Leary.
Yep.
And we go to your next category.
Christian, the board's wrong, actually. It's 1-1, right?
1-0.
Oh, she got it right, didn't she?
Here we go. Next question.
Okay, we
Next
move on
question.
to Oscars.
Never mind, I must have missed it.
This is the Academy Award category, and your question is, what film released in 1991 won Best Picture Academy Awards, meaning the ceremony was held in 1992, but the movie was released in 1991. I'm explaining that to everybody at home as well as my partner, Christian Jorge.
I'm chewing ice.
Braveheart, LA Confidence.
Good ad.
Dance with
2,
Wolves.
Thank you. 1. Ben.
It's the Silence of the Lambs.
That's correct.
Ah,
Clark.
Silence of the Lambs.
Hosted by Billy Crystal, one of the best to ever do it.
All right. Next question is dramas. Who stars as Shirley MacLaine's daughter, who shares a lifelong tumultuous relationship with her in 1983's Terms of Endearment?
It's Mary. It's no, it's what's her name? It's
The word tumultuous was going to trip.
It's what's her name from Weeds? Mary Louise Parker. Wasn't it Mary Louise Parker? Wait, isn't it Mary Louise Parker? I think it was that. It's not Sally Field.
Yep, and it didn't.
You were fucking wrong, weren't you?
Okay, Christian.
5.
Can we bleep that out?
4, 3.
It's a family show.
2, 1. Pens down, please. And Clark Wolf.
I think I got this wrong. Meryl Streep.
That's incorrect.
Yep.
Ben.
Jane Fonda.
Incorrect. Looking for a Deborah Winger.
Yep.
Deborah Winger. Doy.
Any chance you get to write down Jane Fonda, it's always fun around these parts.
All right.
Your next question is going to come from the wild, wacky world of comic book movies. And your question is, what sort of accident befalls Doctor Strange to cause his hands to tremble uncontrollably?
Car.
Would you be excited to see if I gave you a ticket to see Doctor Strange 2?
That's not Mary Louise Parker too, but it was Deborah Winger.
4.
Didn't sound like you wanted
3.
it.
2. Why are you messing with me?
You
1.
sound upset.
Pens down, please. And Ben Bateman.
It's a car crash.
That's correct.
Car accident.
You got it. So 3-2.
Yes,
3-2. Next
accident,
question.
One in the same.
All right. Fantasy sci-fi is the next question. Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt starred together in which
Day After
2014
Tomorrow.
film?
You will have 3 seconds
The Edge
to
of
write
Tomorrow.
this down.
All right. 5.
The Edge
4.
of Tomorrow.
Repeat the question.
Right?
Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt star together in what
The Edge
2014
of Tomorrow.
film? And we'll remind everyone in the audience to shut the fuck up when we are.
All right, that's 2 F-bombs. That's $5 in the jar.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Clark.
Edge of Tomorrow.
That's correct. Ben.
You die here, right here. If I repeat, / Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, you got it.
There
Edge I
you go.
repeat is
All
what I
right,
could not
Constantine
get
did a
out of
tough
my
mutter on
head.
behalf of that movie.
All right.
All right. Your next category comes from world of comedies. Bah ha ha. Your question is:
It's never going to stop, is it?
in 1996, you laughed.
No.
In 1996 is The Nutty Professor. What is the false identity that Professor Sherman Klump assumes when he is his thinner self? We need the first and the last
Oh
name.
my God. His name is Marcellus.
5,
Huge
4,
fan of this movie.
Marcellus.
Life-changing as
We've
well.
gotten this. 2,
Est-
1. Pens down. And Ben Bateman.
Don't have it.
Clark.
Buddy Love.
That is correct.
Buddy Love.
Buddy Love.
Crowd goes
And
nuts.
we are tied. No perfect rounds here today, but we do move on to horror thriller. What's the question, Christian?
Horror thriller. Who stars as Abby, a child vampire, in Matt Reeves' 2010 horror remake, Let Me In?
That'd be Chloe Grace Moretz.
You know, you feel bad for any vampire, but a child.
Mhm.
I find that a
they
little.
got. Well, Kristen Dunst was
I
terrifying.
think it's easier
5,
because you've never known anything different.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Clark Wolf.
Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yes. And Ben.
Chloe Grace Moretz.
You got it. Okay. Tie
Nailed
game
it.
still. Last question here, Mark.
All right, time to get loud, time to get proud, audience, because this last category, it's a Patreon question. The movie trivia Schmoedown Patreon. Thanks for supporting it, all our patrons. If you haven't yet, check it out and select which tier is right for you. The following question comes to us from Jake Hammer. This is Jake the Hammer. Jake, thanks for supporting the show. And the question that he wanted is in the world of action adventure films. Question being, actor / martial artist Ernie Reyes Jr. played the lead role of Johnny in what 1993 family action film?
Sorry, I missed that. What was it? Hold on, let me go back. I missed it.
Action. He got family.
Play John.
rare
That would be what's his name?
5,
His fucking
4.
what's his name?
3.
Judge. You
2.
know.
Repeat the question.
I can certainly do that.
It's what's
Actor
his name?
/ martial artist Ernie Reyes Jr. played the lead role of Johnny in what 1993 family action film?
Karate
5,
Dad.
4, 3, 2, 1. Ben.
3 Ninjas.
Incorrect. Clark.
Surf Ninjas.
That's correct.
Oh my God! Good for him.
Oh, all right. knowing,
It was a 50
knowing
shot.
surf ninjas, an all-time
That'd
great
been like
movie.
a
Shout
Tom
out to Ernie
question.
Reyes Jr., who also played Keno
Yeah.
in Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze.
What a
Whoa.
pull there by Clark Wolf, and we
Big
are
nerd on
now
campus.
a
Who are
1-point
you?
lead by the team, half of the team champion.
Yep.
All right, Mark, round number 2. Here we go. How's that work?
In round number 2, known as the wheel round, the wheel of justice, doom, and both of y'all's fate. You see that wheel?
Oh,
It's
the
got
other thing I
opponent's
need
choice
is,
and spinner's choice on it,
it's
and
really-
in between you have 10
it's
different
really, really
categories and 10
hard
different
on,
parts of the movie trivia Schmoedown
PCs
Galaxy.
is like that
Each
right click. I
category
need to get a
contains
mouse.
4 questions. You're going to have to answer those
So
4
I'm gonna
questions.
get that
If
as
you get
well.
it right off the bat, you get 2 points. If you need
Or
multiple choice
I
to
need a
help
mouse.
you get
I
1
need a
point. I will
mouse.
remind both competitors that stealing is available in round number 2, and that this particular wheel is special because it is a sponsored wheel from our movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon. Thank you to patron Jake Burnham for sponsoring the wheel. Jake's sponsored slices include Tim Burton and monster movies. So thank you, Jake, for your patronage, your fandom, and your eyeball viewership. Now,
That's
Clark
great,
Wolf
man.
is in the lead, Christian. She's a favorite here today, and she currently enjoys a 1-point advantage over the very, very violently drunk Ben Bateman. So, Clark, you can either spin the wheel or you can defer to your stumbling opponent.
I will go first.
All right, Clark, please spin
Clark
from
stepping
the
up.
spin from the wheel, please, and not the pegs.
Giving Ben Bateman time to drink some water, maybe a cold shower's in
Ben
order.
Bateman has like a sort of
There's
Marco
the spin.
Rubio
The
thing with
wheel-
water.
The wheel and Clark have had a very interesting relationship.
Yeah.
In her first season, they didn't get along. They've been getting along very well
Right.
this season.
Clark staring at that wheel like she doesn't quite trust it, but she wants to maybe rekindle a pen-pal relationship. It's coming around to spinner's choice. It's not quite going to hit that. It's going to be drama.
Ooh, drama. Oh, Tim Burton.
Wow.
It is
Does
Tim
that make a
Burton.
difference?
Does it make a difference?
It's one of Jake Burnham's slices.
She's going to spin away.
No,
Spinning away
no,
from Tim
no,
Burton.
She
no.
knows a little something about Tim Burton.
Wow, that is
movies.
I love the
So-
spin by Clark Wolf here.
You just got you got to hope for Clark's sake
Ballsy.
that it doesn't land on something like an opponent's choice. But Clark feels like there's other wheel slices out there that better suit her game
Yeah.
at its current stage.
She
Here we go.
wanted. She didn't want
Spinner's
Tim Burton.
choice is
Didn't
coming
feel good.
around. It's not going to be
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Christian.
It hit. She spun it, and that wheel has been her best friend because she did it. She spun again. It happened to be a choice that hit her strength. So
Horror movies. Unbelievable spin.
Clark choosing to spin again, and the wheel and her have become close friends as of late. Here you go. All right, Clark. What classic horror actor stars as a vengeful artist who creates a deadly wax museum in 1953's House of Wax?
Vincent Price.
That's correct.
Yep.
Okay.
Clark off to a strong start in a category well
Yep.
suited to her.
In Hereditary,
Yes.
Charlie has a personal habit of making what kind of sound throughout the film?
She clicks her tongue.
That's correct.
Dude, it's so creepy.
All right. What was Ash's final line in Army of Darkness?
Shop smart, shop S smart.
Multiple choice.
No.
Is it A, come get some? B, names Ash, housewares? C, hail to the king, baby? D, all hail the king?
I hail the king, baby.
Hail to the king, baby.
That's correct for 1 point.
Goes to multiple choice, pays off 1 point.
Your final question here, in what 2011 horror film features a family reunion
Don't
getaway
trust
that
you.
becomes attacked by mysterious killers in animal masks, but one victim is determined to fight back?
You're next.
You're next.
For 2 points.
Great film.
Clark Wolf
Great
takes
film.
her. It is very
One of my
nice to her,
favorites.
and it is now a 8-point lead that she is able to enjoy as Ben Bateman hits that wheel. Ben, please spin from the wheel, not the peg.
That's right. It's kind of fitting. Clark Wolf's answer was you're next. Ben Bateman now next up to the wheel. Will it be as kind to him as it was to its new BFF, Miss Wolf?
Well, he's looking for movie release dates. You know that. He's looking for movie release dates. That's a category that has been very kind to him.
It's a big fan of that category. He's even, as a matter of fact, I believe he's on the way.
And it's coming close. But no, it's going around, and it's going to hit Brad Pitt, I believe. Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
What does he do?
He does a number of sit-ups on his day.
It's funny.
Okay.
You're going to get 10 seconds.
Expert advice.
You're going to get 10 seconds. You got to stick with Brad Pitt.
Finstock.
5.
Anytime you have a question in life,
You're going to take it.
ask
Taking
a guy in a
Brad
beard
Pitt.
mask.
All right, taking Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt it is.
Brad Pitt is the selection. Ben Bateman. After consulting with your manager, you decided to stick with Brad Pitt. Can't imagine what words of wisdom went on between the two of you.
He's a smart guy.
Your question is, Brad Pitt and Marion Cotillard are World War II operatives in what 2006
Sorry.
film.
5, 4,
Do you know this?
3, 2.
Allied.
It is, in fact, Allied for 2
Damn it.
points. Bateman cuts the lead to 6. If he gets the next 3 right, we're going to be tied going in to round number 3. Your next question, Mr. Bateman. Who directed Brad Pitt in The Counselor?
Oh. Fuck.
5,
He
4.
knows it. Again, he knows
3,
it. I hate him.
2.
Ridley Scott.
2 more points going Ben
I
Bateman.
don't hate him. I just mean that's annoying.
Cuts the lead to 4. Your penultimate round 2 question. Which MCU star has a small role as Oakland A's first baseman Scott Hatteberg in the Brad Pitt film Moneyball?
Sorry, what MCU star?
5.
That would be
4,
Chris Pratt. Chris
3,
Pratt, you dum-dum.
2.
Repeat the question.
What MCU star has
Chris
a small
Pratt,
role as
dum-dum.
Oakland A's first baseman Scott Hatteberg in the Brad Pitt film Moneyball?
And that is his second one.
I think he's just fucking around though.
5,
He
4,
knows it.
3, 2.
Chris Pratt.
Star-Lord it is, and he's within 1 question of tying Clark Wolf going into round number 3. Ben Bateman, your last question. In round number 2, in the film California, Brad Pitt played a serial killer. Who played his girlfriend?
California with a K.
5.
Sorry guys, I've been checking the
4,
questions. I've been trying to do
3,
this.
2.
Hey Chase.
Lewis.
Wow.
It, in fact, is. And that is 2
What a game
points, and
so
we
far.
are tied going into round 3, Christian.
All right, we are tied going into round number 3 as these two are fighting hard here. It is Wolf 13, Bateman 13 as we get to round number 3. How does that work, Mark?
Round number 3, this will determine who moves on to the next round. We might have a sudden death on our hands. We're about to find out. Each competitor is going to give us a series of 3 numbers. These numbers may range from 1 to 20. Each number corresponds to a different category in the movie Trivia Schmoedown. The first question you hear for yourself is going to be worth 2 points. Your next one is worth 3 points. The last one, should we make it that far, 5 big points. There is no stealing. There is no penalty for missing a question in round number 3. Clark Wolf, Ben Bateman, you two are tied, but because Clark Wolf is the favorite going into the match, you're sitting on that side of the desk, you will give us your 3 numbers first. What feels lucky?
4, 12, 19.
4, 12, and 19 it is. Mixture of odds and evens. We go to Ben Bateman.
We go 3, 7, and 17.
3, 7, and 17.
Who was that guy being like,
Bateman, as I noticed. We start with Ben Bateman.
Hey, Clark, good luck. You're doing really well today.
Thanks, buddy. You too.
Oh.
All right, here we go.
All right, Ben. You selected number 3, as you generally do. Your 2-point question is going to be in the world of sports.
I love sports. I'm a fan.
Well, these aren't sports. These are sports movies.
Great.
Your question is, who played Willie Mays Hayes in the film Major League?
5, 4.
Okay, perfect,
3,
guys. I'm
2.
buying this
Wesley
right now.
Snipes.
2 points for Ben Bateman, and he has the lead, and the onus is now on Clark Wolf to match.
All right.
I'm drunk. I can't believe I got that right.
Clark Wolf had. Shh. All right, quiet, guys. Rom-coms. Clark Wolf, category 4. Rom-coms. Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling both starred in La La Land. In which romantic comedy did they make
Crazy
their first
Stupid
movie
Love.
debut together?
Crazy Stupid Love. Better movie.
Crazy Stupid Love.
For 2 points. That is correct. Clark Wolf ties it up back to Ben Bateman.
And boy, is it ever. Crazy Stupid Love. We go back to Ben Bateman. You selected number 7, as again you're wont to do. For your 3-point question, this falls in America's sweetheart, Julia Roberts.
Okay.
And Julia Roberts, a regular reviewer of the program. Hello, Julia. Your question for 3 points. In the movie Hook, what word does Rufio and the Lost Boys constantly use as an excited battle cry?
Bangarang.
5, 4,
Bangarang.
3, 2.
Repeat the question.
That's the last one.
In the movie Hook, what word does Rufio and the Lost
Thanks
Boys
for
constantly
subscribing,
use as an
James.
excited battle cry?
That would be Bangarang.
5,
Oh no.
4,
Did he never have a
3,
childhood?
2.
Believe.
Crowd is stunned. We were looking for
Bangarang. And the crowd loses it. Clark Wolf
and he
loses
takes a
it.
long pull off his whiskey.
Yeah, all right. So they bounces. So the pointer now drums to Clark Wolf.
What was the answer?
The answer was Bangarang. So Charlize Theron is Clark Wolf's category here.
Oh my God.
Clark Wolf.
Ben
Keanu
is
Reeves
so adorable,
as
but he
Charlize
is
Theron,
definitely the
starred in which
definition of a guy who
2001
go to Neverland to be a
romantic
pirate.
drama?
Sweet November.
Correct for 3 points.
Clark Wolf, I don't know her that well, but
in a
she's
position
my
to win
girl.
this game. If Ben Bateman hits his 5-pointer, it will bounce back to Clark Wolf and give her another opportunity to win the game. However, if Ben misses it, Clark Wolf will advance and will be playing her stablemate, Mark Andraco, in round number 2.
Will Ben Bateman answer his 5-pointer, or will it be a sweet November for Clark Wolf? Thank you.
Yeah, well, that kind of works.
The crowd is divided on my excellent pun.
All right, here we go.
All right, Clark. I mean, Ben. Ben, this is your 5-pointer. It's the last stand in the term of the X-Men. 90s movies is your category. Any movie that came out in the 1990s is eligible. Your question for 5 points to gain an edge over Clark Wolf. In the 1995 film Friday, what is the name of the neighborhood bully that protagonist Craig fights at the end of the movie?
It's like Crackhead Jones. Sorry, I'm bad at this.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Debo.
It is, in fact,
Debo.
Debo.
It is Debo.
And Ben Bateman has taken the lead over Clark Wolf. She has her 5-point question. This will determine the winner of the match right here, Christian.
Clark Wolf has now gotten Thriller.
Want some, Clark?
If Clark Wolf hits this, she will advance. If she misses it, Ben Bateman will advance. Clark, Thriller. Thriller. Clark, what 1971 thriller features Dustin Hoffman as a meek American who, after settling down in rural England with his wife, faces increasingly violent harassment from the locals?
Straw Dogs.
Straw Dogs. Oh, fuck.
To the next round, Classy!
Hell yeah.
Look at the joy.
The Fight Club comes out.
They're so I don't know if I've ever seen Draco, Emma, and Rachel this happy after any of their own victories. They're celebrating their teammate Clark Wolf. What a win. Ben Bateman, hell of a performance. The guy knows his movie trivia across the board. But Clark Wolf, she spun hard on a respin. Then I was taking a big risk because she had Tim Burton in the bag.
Yeah.
She went for it all. She got it all with horror. And then she gets Thriller to close out the 5-point category.
Okay, guys.
Clark Wolf's way. Also a hell of a lot of movies.
Thank you for, I think I'm going to go now because I need to call back my boss
Bateman in. Had Bateman
and have
seen
him
Hook recently,
yell at me probably about not working on a Saturday.
Clark Wolf does the first
I
thing
don't know.
that she's never done in her career.
But
she has advanced
fun
into the
stuff,
second round of
and
the singles tournament.
I'm going to go
now
buy
plays
this
against
thing that I
Mark
very desperately
Andraco. They
need,
go head
and
to
I
head.
really appreciate.
The Fight Club explodes now.
I really
in round number
appreciate
2.
the donation.
It's going to be interesting, but that'll be
go back up and
debate for
see
another day
for
as
the
to how
donation
those alliances
from,
line up for today. The entirety of the Fight Club very excited about the
Donation
victory here with
history.
Clark.
Sorry, I'm so out of it today.
Takes a victory from
Big
Finstock
Nerd on
in the
Campus.
first battle
Thank you so much for moving
between
Finobi. I'm going to buy
the Fight
myself
Club and
some
Who's
things
the
that's
Boss.
going to
That's
make
the first
this
time
even
Bateman's,
better.
had
These
defeat in
and
the
I
last
promise,
couple
like,
of
we're getting so
months.
close with this
And
OBS
it is
stuff. It's
now,
going to go
what
so
a
well.
battle. That was one of
Have
Wolf's
fun
best
with
performances
everything
of
in
her
Atlanta.
career,
I'm hopefully
and
going to
she
be
sits
watching at
23
some point,
points.
and I definitely will
23
have a
points, that is
recap.
point less than
So I'll
leader
let
Ethan
you guys
Erwin
know.
at 24 points. And
Okay.
now we're going to talk to
I'm still
Jen
kind of sick,
Sturger,
so sorry
who
about
is
that.
with Victor,
And
Clark Wolf, and
well, you know, we'll
Ben
watch this
Bateman.
post interview and then we'll go.
What's up, movie trivia Schmoedown fans? Jen Sturger here with Who's
Oh
the
my
Boss?
God,
Ben
thank
Bateman.
you, sweetie.
Ben
Fucking hero.
Bangarang. This is a completely different match, and I think we can all agree that you and Clark may have just put on one of the best matches of the year. And I know that doesn't make things better
Oh,
right
Big
now.
Nerd on Campus
First of
again
all,
with another 20.
Great match by
Fucking
Clark.
hero,
She
man.
played great.
Seriously.
No question about that.
Because I'm really just I'm not putting any of this
You
money
know,
towards myself. This is all going
Some
towards
people
like
cry in Ferraris and some people cry on bikes.
this is all just going to make these
We
streams
cry in
better
Ferraris.
because I really this is what I'm passionate about is like doing this stuff and doing
obviously
Schmoedown
you're
stuff, but also
disappointed with
building out the
this.
VideoDrew brand. And I
what's going
so
through
the
your head
fact
right
that there is support behind it
Nobody
means
likes to lose.
so much.
Disappointing.
It really does. It makes me want to cry.
It was a good match. We played a hell of a game.
I just want to see him eat Crow for a second. I want to see him eat Danny for a second.
I'm focused on the spectacular. I mean, I don't really what else to say about it. It's disappointing.
Where will
I know what else to say about it.
I like Magneto more.
She rolled horror again. I think every time she plays, she rolls horror. There's something up with that.
Oh, boo.
No one's that lucky.
Boo.
This is our first loss.
Killer.
Well, look, we'll have a chance to redeem ourselves. That's not a problem here.
Kill yourself.
You know, they're
Oh,
wearing the
that's
belts
not a cool
out there,
thing to
parading
say.
around, eating pizza and stuff like that. You know, we'll see what happens on, December 22nd.
Obviously, I mean, when I'm watching you play, people are saying a lot of the times that you use your JTE role as like a way of psyching people out. Do you think you got so caught up with psyching Clark out that that's why you missed the last match?
Great fucking question. Great question. He's gonna say no.
I owned
but...
a VHS copy of Hook as a kid. My older brother gave it to me. I like that movie a lot. I remember it. Bangarang didn't come to me. It wouldn't have mattered if I had maybe if I have 30 minutes or an hour and I really marinate on it, but I'm not going to get it in a minute. It's just not there. I haven't seen it in a long time. So it was an unlucky question. I mean, 40% of this game is luck. Everybody knows that. 30% skill.
10% smooth games.
30% personality. So you play your best game, you come out, you try to do your best, and I'm going to beat Clark. Like, that's going to happen. Give me some time. I'll get there, and I'll be back at Spectacular. I'm going to beat Clark in a very short order.
Whoa, no
So
one's
that's what's gonna
doubting
happen.
you,
That's
buddy.
the end of my interview. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Ben. No, we're done with you. And now for something completely different. Thank God. I'm here with Clark Wolf and the All Smiles.
I like Ben.
Fight Club.
This is more like this is me responding to Ben's character. Can I be clear? This is me responding to Ben's character,
That
not
may
to
have been
Ben.
one of the best performances.
Ben was
Not-
really
not
sweet
to
to me.
put away
He's
the rest of your
nice.
career,
He said
that
some really
may
nice
have been
things
one of
to
the
me
best
last night,
performances you've
including
given
that I was
ever
on his
at
live stream,
Schmoedown.
that I was the
You gotta be
loudest
feeling ecstatic right now.
person
feel
in
really
the
good.
game.
I mean, I
Thank
was
you.
not, truth be told, was not really expecting to win that match.
It's a theme of the tournament here. It's players in the Five Club going into matches being like, oh, I don't think I'm going to win. And yet here we are.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not even about being humble. Like, Ben is on a fucking roll. He has been playing his ass off, and he is so good at this game. And it was close, and that's all I really wanted was for it to be close. But I'm really glad that it went my way.
And while Ben is really great at playing this game, I think we can all agree that Ben and whatever team he's been on has been really great at the psychological warfare involved in this game. And I have to give you props for keeping your cool throughout that entire match.
Thank you. I mean, anytime I see somebody locked in like that, my instinct is to sort of do the opposite. And just sort of smile a little bit. And, if it works, it works.
Horror. Thriller. What is happening?
Okay, so let me just address something really quickly here. Okay, so number one, rolling horror. Number one, the wheel is part of the game. So yes, Clark has had great luck, and for that we are very, very thankful. However, Ben got Brad Pitt, and it was all who played this and who was in this movie. Meanwhile, Clark had some plot-specific questions, so I'm just throwing that out there.
But for the record, Ben did better than
Okay,
I did
guys.
in round
That is true. He did.
I did not get all 8 points, and he did. So he actually surpassed.
Insult to Ben at
No,
all. It's
no.
just,
I bet if
it's
Ben
just what
wins, he's
happened
gonna
with me and-
demand
with
that,
me
like,
and,
they play
Snyder.
again.
It's the equity of the questions in the wheel.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hate to point this out, but like this is the first time that you're advancing
Oh
in
my
this
God.
tournament.
Third time's the charm.
Time's a charm, like we said. Yeah, but I'm as surprised as anybody. But I've had a really bad run of luck in the tournaments in round one specifically for singles, and so I'm happy to break the curse.
And also, again, it's outstanding that Clark and Andreyko both are coming into their second rounds of this tournament, having beaten really, really strong competitors. I mean, once again, that was such a close game. I think going into the final round with them being neck and neck, I mean, there was no way that Clark was going to walk away from this looking bad, even if she did lose. And it just so happens that she didn't. But Ben also, his reputation doesn't suffer at all either. He's an incredibly good player.
I gotta say that hats off to the matchups here. These have all been exciting, close matches. These have all been nail biters, and even the people that lost these matches have nothing to be ashamed of. These were crazy matches.
Like you're saying, every one of these matches has been hard, and the next one for you guys is each other. No different.
Let me go on the record right here and say this. If I lose, I win. If I win, I win. This is going to be like
Yeah.
the match Drew and I just played.
Yeah, same.
This is going to be what Schmoedown is: community, fun, mutual respect, love, and whoever wins.
And it's going to be a great game.
And so much fun of her. I'm so excited.
Well, it'll be really interesting to see how it plays out too, because I think you guys have very similar interests. So the wheel's gonna be
surprise, surprise.
Oh,
guys, like we're
okay.
We're in the middle of something here.
I'm tired of you, and I slept 16 hours last night.
You don't look
cool.
You know,
Yeah.
well, no,
Aye,
I was
aye.
fully eating stuff in my eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
But you know what? You can't beat me.
I'm pretty sure I just actually did
No,
technically in the last match. And
No. Only one person's ever beat me in my life. And that was my ex-girlfriend, but I paid her to do it.
okay, I think we have a different interpretation of the word.
Finstock
guys-
has beaten you in Schmoedown.
Yeah, so have I.
Yeah, but that was like,
Wow.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Selective memory
I don't
loss. I got it. I got it. I got it.
Yeah. Hi, Ben.
Hey, Clark.
Nice to see you.
You know, I said it in the match, said it in the interview, and I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm going to beat you.
Okay.
You're a great player.
Thank you.
I respect what you've done in this league. You're easily the 14th or 15th best player that's ever played. You know,
Mm.
really impressive stuff, but I'm coming for you. And the first thing I'm going to do is take you out at the spectacular.
Okay.
So good luck. And Rachel, coming for you after.
Cool.
So good luck, ladies.
I mean,
Have fun. Have fun with the belts.
Ladies, yikes! Can
I'm
he
not,
go to
'cause I've
jail?
actually beat you
Is there-
twice now.
Is there a place
so we're
to
good, but
send
I'm
him
not
to prison?
interested in you, Ben. I'm sorry. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Finstock.
You got it?
Profesh.
That
Come
was-
on.
That's my car outside.
Anything else? Really?
Yeah, no. So Riley and I actually have not talked about anything that's happened over the last however many months. I've heard what all they have to say. What do you have to say about all this?
That was a great match. I will forever be a fan. And you know me, if the situation was reversed, you'd want a belt. That's just me too. We're gonna have an awesome match. I can't wait to play you guys. It's gonna be so much fun. And
That's what's called
I
being
want
a
the belt.
competitor, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, all right.
I can respect that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, me too. But
It's
you
gonna
know,
be that kind of thing. That's all. I'm excited. That's all I'll say.
okay.
Back to you guys.
Yikers
How about
Island.
that?
Okay,
These
guys.
Shire Wolves
with
and who's
that,
the boss going face to face, and they're getting ready. They're
Okay,
sizing
guys,
each
yeah,
other up.
Bateman
Clark
is
Wolf and
Bateman.
Riley had a few
I'm
words,
gonna
which
put up
I
as
enjoyed
a
watching.
Patreon
And we
only
are
thing.
now going to just a few weeks away.
Just a
before we
couple
see
more
those
notes
teams
before I go.
out.
I'm going to be putting up as a Patreon exclusive. So please subscribe. It's going to be my full-length video that I shot for the Bateman Morale match. It's going to be several different iterations of that promo. They only used a quick soundbite, which I understand because most of it was about how I didn't really know who the fuck these people were. And I kept calling Bateman, I was like, yeah, no, I don't know who I got. If it's like Finstock Merle, or if it's the bagel Bateman, or So it's fun. I kept saying, I don't know about Ben. It seems like he has to return some videotapes. It's been really fun, you guys. I'm sorry I'm still so sick, and I will talk to you guys soon. And hopefully things will be improving. And hopefully I'll get some clarity soon. I'm meditating on some clarity. Okay, bye. Bye-bye. Don't worry, Garth, for that $1, you will be able to access this video. Mwah.